Austin's back at it for another video.
One more time. One more again. Here we go. The topic today is
the importance of premarital counseling. Before marriage, I should say. Even though it's premarital, most people don't know it's before marriage.
What she said.
So,
when we had our premarital counseling, I'm gonna let y'all know some things to look for. Be prepared to change. Be prepared to be shocked. Be prepared to be convicted. Because if you have good spiritual leaders, that's another thing. Look for good spiritual leaders. And because if you have good spiritual leaders, they can tell you where you are in the natural. They also can tell you where you are in the spiritual. Mm-hmm. When we had our premarital counseling, the Talberts, they hit us with some shocking truth. But they was being biblical about it. Like, when we were standing together, if y'all watched the other video, y'all know that we were standing together before marriage. And when we were standing together, they quickly was like, no, don't do that. Move away from that. Because you're being tempted. Although we're not sinning by having sex, we were still sleeping in the same bed. And then he hit me with the scripture about how it's under fire. He said, you can't do a righteous act, a holy act in a righteous situation. That made sense? So that was a shocking truth for us. And going into this thing, we was like, I don't know, kind of nervous about it. I was thinking about rebelling, and it hit me. We were actually after we said we talked to the Talbots. Me and my wife at the time we was dating, but me and my wife, we went to the movies. So when we was at the movies, the Lord told me to honor the Talbots. He said, I'm not going to tell you to do anything to dishonor them. He's a good man of God. Honor him. He's your spiritual leader. Honor him. And I was like, I don't know, Lord. I'm going to rebel this today.
He's like, nah, we don't know if we want it right. We got to not stay together no more. I can't kiss him no more. And on top of us thinking we were going, it was going to be years before they would marry us. We was like, oh, no, I don't know. I don't even know why we got this started. But, no, real talk. But I would say one of the good important things of premarital counseling is, one is the spiritual side of it. Because most people will talk about, they touch bases on the physical, the natural stuff, like women cook and clean, and the husband, go to work, but they don't talk about the spiritual aspect. And to me, that's one of the biggest aspects of being married or in a relationship, period, especially when you're trying to follow God, because you got all these demonic spirits that's trying to keep y'all from pursuing Christ and doing it the right way. Right. So, like for example, there are actual spirits that are assigned particularly for marriage, toward people in marriage, whether you pursuing marriage or actually in marriage. Like you will notice. The Beast, that's his name. The Beast is one,
Python, Leviathan. Them folks like cause confusion, very powerful. You know what I'm saying? Rejections up in there. Yeah. Rebellions up in there. You know what I'm saying? Ego, all that. Like,
pride, they all run together.
Yeah, they like the gain up on people, especially people that's talking about it, even if you ain't saved. I do highly recommend it before I get into real deep, that even if you're not saved, go to premarital counseling with a good spiritual leader. Mm-hmm. Although you may not know what it is, just know it can be beneficial for you because you don't know the spiritual aspect of it. Yeah. And if you are saved, go to a good spiritual leader. At least do that before you run to the court or go through the threshold of doing the actual wedding.
Yes, because marriage is not just a title.
Yes.
It's not just a title.
Yeah.
Same with being a mother, a father. There are things that come in that category, and it's a whole mantle that you got to know. Not necessarily know before you get in it, but be aware of. So
it's an office. It's an office. I didn't look at it as an office. I just thought it was just like, all right, I'll be a husband, like a title.
Yeah.
But the Towers, they would hit us on some very important things. They told us to talk about sex. They said talk about it, because if you don't talk about it, then you go into marriage, and then you don't know what that person.
One person want 3 babies, the other only want 1 baby or no baby. So.
Or like, the experiences of sex in general. You want to know like what the person like, what they don't like. Are they willing to grow with you and learn and mature with you in that aspect? Because sex is a very important thing in marriage. They also talked about
financials.
Money. Yeah. Money.
I mean, they talk. Yeah, it's basically like a conversation opener. With premarital, it's good to talk about these things before you go to premarital counseling. One reason I say that is to avoid confrontation. Like, when y'all are not on the same page and then y'all go into counseling, then now y'all bite each other head off.
All the dirty draws is out.
Instead of y'all being on the same page, like, yeah, we did discuss this. We did discuss financial. Are you okay with taking on that person's debt? Because when y'all become one, his debt is your debt, her debt is your debt.
Right. They also they told us talk about the accounts.
Yeah, bank accounts.
Do y'all want to do joint account, separate? Like how's that line up? What if the question was, what was the thing that how much money were that the partner could spend without you saying something? And I told her, mine was like $175. Her was like $20. I was like, nah. But he was like, y'all gotta talk about that because it's a miscommunication. And we had to do like little worksheets, little homeworks. I forget what the homework we had to do. It was like a pamphlet, and then they printed them out. They were like, do these homeworks, talk about it.
Yeah.
So we sat down. Business decisions. Because they also go with the finances. So who gonna be more business? Who is more business minded, and who will take that role? You talk about that. Usually the man's supposed to do it because they are the leader. They make the decision. But it's good still to talk to your partner about it so she can know where your headspace is. You feel me?
And knowing who better at saving money.
Right.
So if y'all trying to save towards something, you won't give it to the person that. I mean. I'm just saying, but y'all work it out together. Help him. Right. Because he's a better saver than me. I can save, but
she does really
if an emergency come, I will go in and save and be like, yeah, we need this. It's necessary, but
I'd be like, nah.
I'm learning. Yeah, you just tough it out.
Just let that be where it is at. Now the only difference is if the Lord like, you need to go in there and get that, then that's different. But for the most part, I try to keep my mind, just let that stay, let it build up where it's at. And then, managing, steward real well. If you steward it, what's little, you reap, and then God will give you much, and you steward that, and He keep giving you much. You feel me? But on the flip side of that, we had to tell them our procedure about it. It's good to communicate with it, just in case, like let's say she want to spend, and her limit is $150, but she go to $200. Her telling me
flip out over that. Yeah.
Her telling me, I would be like, okay, now I know how to balance the money because now you communicate that you actually overspend on the budget. Same with me. If the budget was $150 and I spend $300, I have to tell her. So she won't be planning something like you say a surprise or something. She'll like, okay, where's the money because it's a joint account. I also had to get rid of the notion of having, hey pumpkin. Get rid of the notion of get rid of prenups. Jesus had to break that off me because I was told from a young age, you're gonna be playing ball, go get your prenup because she's gonna try to take your money. So I was already in distrust, but before I met my wife, I had to really, really, really talk to the Lord about that. He was like, don't do it because that shows distrust. You can't move forward properly if you still hold on to your own selfish ways, 1 foot in, 1 foot out.
Yeah.
And also, if push come to shove, if let's say me and her fight, no, not us.
Somebody else.
Sam and Sammy and Nunu. They married, they have a divorce, but because you have a prenup, you know what I'm saying, you was already 1 foot in, 1 foot out anyway.
Yeah.
There's no.
You got your cash, you gone, cause
right, cause you already paying up. Now, Yeah, that's crazy. But anyway, but that's a good topic to talk about. We talked about prenups. We talked about bank accounts. We talked about sex. The more
children, how many, what's your desire with children? Discipline. How do you see discipline your children together? Like, because you got to think about both people more than likely come from two different backgrounds.
right.
So he came from a total different background than I come from. So
that was a very touchy subject.
Yes.
Because my family's more structured. You know what I'm saying? Because my pops, he did this, but my mom, they did discipline too. They tag team. But on her end, because of what was going on with her stepdad and stuff, the discipline wasn't done properly. It was more so out of other aggression and pinning all the fault on her, and that's not a good place to be. But you should also talk about that, because I know people that don't want to whoop their child and go send them to timeout. Me, I disagree with that because it's not scripture. You feel me? If you
take that rod out,
take that rod. You got to do that. The scripture says if you don't do it, you wicked. Read it. Look it up. Look it up. Look it up. And how many children? Like, cause in the beginning with me and my wife, I just wanted 2 boys. You feel me? I've been done. I just wanted 2, but then God gave me my baby girl. I still want 2 boys. So I had to make that adjustment. But for my wife, she always wanted 1. But because she knew that I really just wanted 2 and how I felt about the girl,
I was okay.
She was like, all right, right. But Jesus knew her heart.
Yeah,
real talk. So now I'm blessed with a beautiful baby girl, Miss Neva, and we working on getting some siblings. It's in God's time. It's in God's time. The other thing we talked about was actual birth control.
Birth control. That's a good topic, because me personally, I thought, like, if you get birth control, that's against God's will. So, if He wants you to have kids and you cutting it off, then, which, I mean, I still think that's logical, but God did help me in that aspect. And like I said, that's something you pray about. I'll talk about it, but also pray about it. And He'll give you clear direction of what route to go or what would be best for you. And more than likely, He'll keep His hands on you, so nothing can harm you.
Because the tablets was very practical. They was like, so if you don't got the ends, why would you bring more in? Be understanding and stay in reality. And they was very practical about it. So it was like, y'all need to talk about it. What y'all gonna do, and do your research. And that was helpful when we did. So we got us a plan, and we moved forth with the plan that we had agreed to. Now the other one was we did with the money. With the children, the spiritual part, because I remember one session, me and Mika got into it. We got into it. We got into it. We was just finna go. Yep, the pre-marital counseling. We going to our second session actually. Got into it tough. We prayed about it. We thought it was cool.
Yeah.
Forgave each other.
Yeah.
Man, we walked in that room. I was like, y'all know y'all got something with y'all laughing at y'all. I said, what you talking about? It's called the beast.
We was like, dang, we just prayed.
We just prayed against it. Why? He said, but it's a sign.
Mm-hmm.
It's a sign to take to disrupt the marriage. It's to make the people break apart and have them at each other, and they laugh at you.
And it's like it's basically like one is whispering in your ear, say this, and then you say, like, you twisting the words up. They couldn't have even intended whatever they said to even be the way you even perceived it, but it's just those spirits be going back and forth, but they laughing at y'all like, yeah, we don't want them together, so
And it was also go ahead.
Oh yeah, I was gonna pick it back and say also, like, basically you'll know, I'm sure if you've been in a relationship, you've had, like, it'll be like minor arguments. It can be over something so small, but those spirits and you, like, your pride, if you allow men, it'll blow it up so big.
So big.
Towels, little markers, like, why we arguing about this? Then you have to laugh, like, really? Like, what?
Me and baby got into it about turning on the car light.
Yeah.
Going to Arizona to surprise my family. about their granddaughter.
Because I thought it was wise to keep it on automatic. So when you turn the car on, it automatic come on. When you turn it off, it automatic cut off. He's like, no, keep it.
I'll just do it how I want to do it. I'll turn it off. If I leave it on, I leave it on. But I think, no. The truth of the matter was, I was saying it was okay about automatic. Why was saying you make sure you cut it off. That's not right?
No, it was the other way. Yeah.
All right, my bad.
Because I said I would forget. I would forget to turn it on sometimes.
Oh, okay. Yeah. So that's me. That's my blow. So I was like, sometimes I left it on, although sometimes I didn't. But that thing was huge.
Blew up.
We was upset. We had to pray. Look, y'all, prayer's gonna be important.
Yeah, that's number one. Period.
Prayer, reading scripture, men. You gotta cut it with that word. Because I know a lot of y'all don't wanna deal with the argument, but you gotta talk to them. Because if you got a great relationship with the Lord and with the Son of the Most High, He'll tell you you need to go handle your house. Mm-hmm. Why you in here on the phone and you escaping and your household ain't in order? That's how He get at me. You feel me? Like, go tell her you love her. I'm hot. I don't want to tell her that. Like, I want to stay mad too. I don't want to talk about the situation. But you tell her you love her. And I had to say it. Well, me, I choose to because I'm willing. I want my relationship to go real smoothly. And he be like, forgive. Like, I had to do that. Like, so if you have that relationship with Christ, then things go a whole lot smoother.
Right.
So premarital counseling, look, I know y'all may not like Christ, the non-believers. I know that. But it's still good to have these tools because Christ understands His principles and He gonna answer Himself. If He don't do anything else, He gonna answer Himself. So He be hard on the men because